I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'd like to give all glory and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the men of GMS who are well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz coming at you with another live lesson put to the test, okay? We know and we discussed this on multiple occasions, okay? You're going to have to get put to the test, okay? We all are catching hell. We all are going through the same tribulations, okay? So it's no excuse for you not to go through it, okay? If you want to be considered of the elect, okay? Our light afflictions, okay, is has a far more seat of glory than you could ever dream of, okay? These are light afflictions, okay? But we have to go through our set tribulations. We have to go through our set trials, okay? We all are going through it, okay? We all are catching some form of hell or some form of tribulations, okay? That's what it comes with the job, okay? Don't just be like, oh, I'm going through tribulations. No, you have to go through it, okay? It comes with that's how you know Yahweh Shai is dealing with you, okay? That's how you know he's at the right hand side of Yahweh pleading for our case, okay? The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse. Let's go over here to the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 3. The finding pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but Yahweh tries the heart. Okay, so he's going to try you. Okay, you have to go through it. Okay, and when you go through it, it seems like, oh man, why do I have to go through such tribulations? Okay, why do I have to go through such tribulations? It seemed that way from the beginning. Okay, Second Peter's chapter 2, verse 9. For Yahweh knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation and to reserve the unjust for the day of judgment to be punished. So Yahweh knows how to basically judge the unjust, like it says, okay, and deliver the righteous, okay. So you going through it's all comes with the job, okay. You have to go through your set tribulations. Okay, one moment. Let's go to the book of James. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of power and of the Lord Yahweh Mashiach, the Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which is scattered abroad greetings. My brethren, count it all joy when thou fall into all divers of temptations, knowing this, that the trying of our faith worketh patience. So you see, this work is patience, okay? So you have to go through it, okay? It comes with a job. The book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 27. Only let your conversation be as it becomes the gospel of Mashiach, that whether I come to see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, and ye steadfast in one spirit and one mind, striving together from the faith of the gospel. And it is nothing terrified for by your adversary, but which is an evident token of perdition, but for your salvation and that is of Yahweh. Verse 29. For unto you it is given it in the behalf of Mashiach, not only to believe on him, but to suffer for his sakes. Okay, so you suffer for Yahweh's sakes. Okay, and so he had to go through it. Okay, so you have to go through your set tribulations. Okay, that's what this is about. Okay, with the job, that's what it comes down to. Having the same conflict which ye saw in me, and now ye bear to be in me. Okay. Okay, one moment. The book of First Peter chapter 4 verse 1. For as then as Mashiach had to suffer for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise in the same mind. For he that suffers in the flesh have ceased for sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of power. Okay, so there it is. You have to go through it. Okay, you have to go through your set perils. The book of second, the book of First Peter chapter 4 verse 12. Beloved, think it not to be strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though something strange thing was happened unto you, but rejoice in as much as ye be partakers of Mashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye shall be glad also with exceeding joy. Verse 14, if ye are reproached for the same in the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of power rests upon you, and on their parts he is well spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify power on his behalf. For the time is to come that judgment must begin with the house of power. And if it begins with us, what will be the end of those who obey not the gospel of power? So if we catching this much hell, okay, what you think is going to happen to those basically that's not catching hell or going to be destroyed? They going to be destroyed, okay? If we catching this much hell, okay? Verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall be the ungodly, and the sinner appears? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of power commit the keeping of their souls to him and well doing as a faithful creator, okay? So if we catching this much hell, what's going to happen to those, okay, who are not catching hell? Say one more minute. We'll start at verse 31. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 31. But if ye would judge yourselves, we shall not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of Yahweh, that we should not and will not be condemned with the world, okay? So you won't be condemned with the world when this thing goes down, okay? Back to the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 21. As the finding pot for the silver and the furnace for gold, so a man's of his praise. So is a man of his praise. Your praise gotta be tested. Because anybody can say praise Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Anybody could fake it, but if you're going through the tribulations and going through it, you're being tested, okay? Anybody could just scream, oh Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? Anybody could do that. A parrot could do that, okay? But this is how we know that we all are partakers of his suffering. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people that were not numbered, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than the rest, and he every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marvel greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Then he answered and said unto me, These be they which have put off mortal clothing and put on immortality, and have confessed the name of power. Now they are crowned and receive palms. Then I said unto the angel, What young person is that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Power, whom they have confessed in the world. Then I began to greatly marvel them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. And hopefully you was edified. Shalom.